Hello, good morning. How are you?
I hope you find good. Okay, so today we have a new lesson. Okay, but firstly, let me share my screen with you. Okay, here we are. Okay, so here that yes, let's try to make a quick revision about what we get last week. What about the hunters? Hmm, anyone remind me with this? Hunter that mean catch or hunt animals. Perfect. And the gatherers, what does it mean gatherers? Uh, Catch plants. Okay, great. So here that's in after this we declare what does mean the word permanent home. It's in long lived. Okay, this long lived homes. Okay, they live in the permanent home. But here that's in this sentence is talking about the gathered people or the old people. They didn't live in a permanent home. They didn't live in permanent homes. So he said now, no permanent home. Okay, no permanent home. Okay, but instead they live into different places and different seasons. Okay, and at this time they live into tents. Do you know tents? Tent. Okay, that's just to try to use a stick. Okay, to hold the tent. Okay. After this, okay, we try to make a revision about nomads. What does mean nomads? Nomads, they are the people who moved from places. Great. And the same word here. Where is the same word? The same meaning word? Migrate. The same meaning word is migrate. Migrate the same the name the same meaning for nomads. Okay, so here the people who moved into another place also migrate is the same definition. Okay, all of them moving for food, moving for food. Okay, great. So now let's try to start with the new lesson. Okay, but firstly, okay, yes, here we are. Okay, around the world. Now around the world. Okay, let's just try to read this. As the Ice Age ended, as the Ice Age ended about 12,000 years ago, okay, climatic change altered environments around the world. So here, Captain, he talks about the Ice Age. So when Ice Age has ended, when from 12,000 years ago, okay, so we can write here, okay, when Okay, when Ice Age ended, about okay, this answer here, the answer is here. That's in 12,000 years ago. This is the answer. Okay, climate change altered our environments around the world. Climate change, of course, do you know what does mean climate change? Then the weather change. Climatic that mean the weather change. Okay. After that, here's called temperature began to rise. Temperature began to rise. Temperature that mean the weather, okay, began to rise and glaciers melted. Okay, so here's that one. What does it mean glaciers? The glaciers, what does it mean? It's an ice mountains. Glaciers that mean glaciers. Okay, just a minute. Ice mountains. Okay, that's mean glaciers. I want my ice mountains. Okay, mountain that then became to water. Okay, water, liquid. Okay, from solid to liquid. Okay, by this time. Okay, just a minute. Okay, by this time, human communities had populated. Human communities had populated the major regions of the world. Okay, human communities had populated. Okay, populated that's mean getting more and more, getting more the major regions of the world.
as different groups of humans adapted to a variety of environments. Adapted here, that means he accepted the environment. Okay, he accepted the environment at this time. So again, when the ice age has ended, okay, that's in from 12,000 years ago. Okay, so here that's in the temperature at the time began to rise or began to low. Yes, began to rise. Okay, so here, listen, by the time at this, okay, the people become populated, okay, more and more people. So the people lived or accepted environments. Okay, and each group of people try to develop itself by making society. By making society, they try to develop themselves by making society here. Okay, society here, that means that group of people lives together. Group of people live together. So we can, okay, write here, society means group of people live together. Live together. Okay, this is society. So here is once you are once you are a member in society, so each person in society has a rule. What does it mean rule here? Hmm. Rule that mean responsibility. Means responsibility. Okay, let's write here. Responsibility. Okay, great. After that, oh, yes. Okay, sorry. Okay. Hmm. Okay. And as humans around the world had contact the local environments. Okay. So now I'll try to remove all the drawings to try to move into the next part. Okay, as humans around the world had to contact with their local environments, they developed more complex cultures. Complex cultures. Culture here that mean the traditions and customs, traditions and customs of a special group. Okay, tradition and custom of a special group. Okay, that's called culture. After that, now we try to move into Africa. Africa here at this time, that's in climate changed, and the desert in northern Africa became more livable. Livable here, that means become more acceptable for the people. But then you can stand alone due to live in the desert. Okay, of course you have the springs. Springs that mean um, uh, a water source, okay, come from the ground, okay, so it's called springs. So here that's an as earth climate change, the desert in the northern Africa became more livable. Okay, so can live. Livable, that mean can we live? Livable, we can we can live. Okay, so here, okay, the the Sahara today, okay, a huge desert. Today is a huge desert. Okay, received enough rain for grasses and other plants to grow. Enough rains for grasses and other plants to grow. Early Africans began to migrate across these regions. So here, this is so important one here because that's in Sahara as a huge desert, okay, received enough rains, okay. So here, that's in why it receives for enough rain doesn't for grasses, okay, for grasses doesn't try to plant the desert, okay, it's called enough rains, okay, and other plants to grow. Early Africans began to migrate and move their lives into these places across these regions. These regions that mean the places that in grasses for and plants to grow. These regions are Sahara now, okay, because they have springs, water source from the ground, and here is that they try to grass most of plants. Okay, they can live on these plants, so they can stand alone in these plants. Okay, and these places. Some stayed there, some stayed there, learning ways to find water. Yes, stayed there, learning ways to find water, food, and shelter. Others moved toward the rivers, lakes, and coasts where fishing became important. Where fishing became important, these people set up permanent camps. Now permanent, long-lived, okay, camps along the Nile River in the northern Africa, where they found plenty of water. Okay, they found plenty of water, so they can make permanent camps. Okay, after that here, after that, Europe. Okay, now we have finished about the Africa. Okay, for the desert or Sahara, okay, the people or the African people try to migrate to these places because it can afford water, okay, and then they try to find new ways to find water. Okay, so here that's in. Therefore, thus, they could be offered a permanent camps. Permanent camps. Why? Because they found plenty of water. Okay, so once we make a question here, okay, here, why? Okay, why these people set up permanent camps? Okay, and here. Okay, because the answer is because they found plenty of water. They found plenty of water. Okay, so another question: where these people set up permanent camps were along the Nile River. Along the Nile River. Okay, this is a really important okay answer and questions. Okay, so here, thank you. So let's try to move into Europe. Okay, what about Europe here? Europe now. So just a minute. Yes. Okay. Europe now, okay, Europe's landscape changed from plains to forests. Yeah, plains to forests. And people living near forests developed tools for making things out of wood. Making things out of wood. Early Europeans improved their skills at hunting and gatherers. Okay, they tried to invent new tools to catch animals and collect the plants. Okay, for this is for Europe. And like other early people, they began to use bows and arrows for hunting. Yes, okay, that's in hunting animals, of course. So after that, Asia. Now we covered Africa and the Sahara, okay, and the people, they settled permanent camps on the Nile River because they found plenty of water. After that, moved into Europe that they cover or they could live into forests and try to develop their ways to use the woods, okay, and use the arrows and bows to catch animals. And the last one here we have Asia. Asia here is in by 100 or sorry, by 14,000 years ago, people lived along the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so here that's in before 14,000 years ago. Okay, they lived along the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. In this part of Southeastern Asia, they spent their summers in the hills where it was cooler. Hills that mean that's in a low place between the mountains.
okay, it was cooler, okay, in the weather. In winter, they moved to higher ground where the soil was better for wild plants, where the soil, where the soil was better for wild plants. Okay, in winter, in winter. After this, in Eastern Asia, population of people grew in Japan and China. Population of people grew in Japan and China. Okay, they lived and more people in Japan and China. And China, people also lived thick thick forests of Southeastern Asia. Thick forests this mean a heavy trees, a heavy, enormous and huge trees. Okay, of Southeastern Asia. They used bamboo and stone to make tools. They used bamboo and stone to make tools. Okay, as we see here, this in the thick forests. Thick forests. Okay, so let's stop at this part, okay, until Asia. And then next session, inshallah, okay, we'll cover North Africa and South America. Sorry, North America and South America. Okay, so thank you so much for your interesting, and we'll get in more detail, inshallah, during the session. Thank you so much for interesting. Thank you.